Hey, what's up? This is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel. I was ready for some fighting words. In this video, I want to do a fight breakdown for Gervonta Tank Davis versus Devin Haney. Really quick, if you like the videos, please take the time, subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the thumbs up button. It does help and show support to this channel. So without further ado, let's jump into things. So really quick, if you are not familiar with how I do fight breakdowns, basically I just take both fighters, I put them side by side. I run down a list of attributes, and whoever has more points in the end, that's the individual that I'm going to pick to win the fight. So let's start off with experience. Both of them, in terms of their record, pretty much the same amount of opponents, so that's nothing special. What I'm more concerned with is whom they have fought. And Devin Haney has one name in particular that trumps anything that is on the resume of Gervonta Tank Davis, and that is Vasily Lomachenko. Vasily Lomachenko has had over 400 fights, and he's beaten more guys than the most guys collectively are ever going to see in the ring. Then you have Gervonta Tank Davis. In my personal opinion, his biggest win is Barrios. He was undefeated and he's young, and he was a champion, but nowhere near the caliber of Vasily Lomachenko. Yeah, I know you're gonna say, he's beat other world champions. He's beat other world champions who were over the hill. Gervonta Tank Davis. Vasily Lomachenko was prime, and that's the difference. He was prime, and he looked phenomenal, and it was a toss-up kind of a win. So that says something about Devin Haney. It says that he can really dig down deep. When you look at Gervonta Tank Davis, he didn't have to do anything special to win the fight with Barrios. So, or Gamboa, who was old, mind you. So that doesn't mean a whole lot to me. I'm looking at who you fought and what was their overall condition when you fought them. So clearly experience, in my personal opinion, I got to give it to Devin Haney. Style. When you look at Gervonta Tank Davis, he is a stalker and very explosive. Also a counter puncher. He likes to just sit back and see what you're going to do. He will set traps, but he will take an extended amount of time to set that trap. So whatever he's planning on doing in round 6, he's working on that in round 2. Then you look at Devin Haney, who's just a classic boxer. He's very slick, and he's more of a point fighter, because the reality is he's probably not going to knock you out. Let's see, power. Who has more power? Obviously, Gervonta Tank Davis, but again, I think that goes a lot with his counter punching, and also his ability to set traps and just get opponents more or less where he wants them so he can engage with them. While you look at Devin Haney, like I said, when he does, the knockouts that he does have, they're relatively nobodies, to be honest with you. So clearly it's Gervonta Tank Davis. If this fight is going to be won by a knockout, it's going to be by Gervonta Tank Davis. Speed. Honestly, there was a point in time when I would have said Gervonta Tank Davis, but I think Devin Haney is actually faster. And his style is built around speed. Gervonta Tank Davis, his style is built around explosiveness. There's a difference. When you're explosive, you kind of lie dormant and then you explode. While speed, that is something that you're doing continually because you're not a stationary target. And what I mean by that is, let's just say they were animals. Gervonta Tank Davis is more like a crocodile. He's going to sit, lie, and wait. That's what he's going to do. He's going to sit there and lie and wait. And when he's ready, he's going to spring up out of nowhere and be very explosive. So it's a one and done. While you look at Devin Haney, he's more like a cheetah. He's just built for speed. And everything that he's going to do is going to be encircled around his ability to move quickly. Whether it's his punches or just his defense or, his legs and just getting away, everything is going to be built around speed. Let's see, punch output. Devin Haney, by far, he can throw more punches. He has a much better jab, and he's very consistent with the punches that he throws. Gervonta Tank Davis can get a little lazy in the ring, and he can take a round or two off. He tends to do that, especially in the middle rounds, probably like around 6, 7, 5, 6, something like that. He'll take rounds off, and he's just kind of lazy. He preserves himself a lot. Again, if he's more like a crocodile, he's not going to be like jumping up and down every 5 seconds because he puts so much into those punches. There's a lot of twerk into those punches as he's coming around. So he's putting all of his body into that punch. That takes a lot of energy out of you. While you look at Devin Haney, he can pop that jab all day. His jab has won fights. You know, you look at the George Gambosos fight when he went to Australia. He won that fight simply with a jab. So Devin Haney, durability, by far, hands down, Gervonta Tank Davis. So I did mention that Gervonta Tank Davis is a little lackadaisical. He could be that because he can take punches. He's a lot more durable than Devin Haney. So that allows him to kind of just sit there and let opponents do not necessarily what they want to do, but if it means him compromising his position, well, then he'll allow you close enough, or he'll allow you to get off on him just so he can keep position so that he can counter. He'll do that. Let's see, cardio. Not Gervonta, heck no. Devin Haney. Devin Haney has a much better cardio. I think Devin Haney is going to be the same Devin Haney in the 12th round as he's going to be in the first round. He's very well conditioned. When you look at Gervonta Tank Davis, even though he's been doing better over the years with keeping his weight, I still think he does have dips, especially after round 5. There's a huge dip that he will take, and he'll be more, a little bit more reserved in how much he's going to throw. Let's see, physicality. Gervonta Tank Davis is a lot more of an aggressive guy. He just is. He's just an aggressive guy. But again, that goes with the fact that he can take more. And also, if you look at him, I don't just think it's a name. He's built like a freaking tank, so he's got a thick neck. He's got a big, wide back, so he can take a little bit more punishment. And for that, he can also, physically, he can just muscle you back. He's strong. He has short limbs. So he can just, if he wants to, he can be a bull. He can be a tank and a bull, and a tank pretty much just runs over things. And he can walk guys down, and he typically does that as well. And that's just how he is. When you look at Devin Haney, that's not his style. He wants to hit and move. Classic boxer, point fighter. Also very intelligent. I think they're both extremely intelligent fighters. But it's kind of how you look at it. If you're looking at somebody who's clean through and through, it's going to be Devin Haney. If you look at somebody who's very calculated in what he wants to do and his application to get that done, it will be Devin Haney as well, but you'll see the application with Gervonta Tank Davis. I think more with Devin Haney, it's more about consistency over the rounds. Mental toughness. This one's a tie. Honestly, I think it's a tie. I can make an argument for both guys. Again, I can make the argument because Devin Haney fought and beat Vasily Lomachenko, but at the same time, I can make an argument for Gervonta Tank Davis, simply saying that, like I just said, he's willing to put himself in the fire to get himself in a proper position where he can strike. So that takes a certain level of toughness. Also, they're both champions or have been champions. Gervonta Tank Davis, he lost his belt once on the scale, but mental toughness. But then again, I suppose I could take that away because, he didn't make weight. So mental toughness, make you freaking weight. So, but I'm still going to give it a tie. I think it's only fair. I think it's only right. Both guys are undefeated as well. So mental toughness, you got to give it to both guys. Although I feel like Devin is a lot more accomplished. So again, I can make more of an argument, and the pendulum can swing over here for Devin Haney. Let's see. Natural ability. I think Gervonta Tank Davis has more natural ability. Because even that calm in the storm, that's not something that you teach. You either have it or you don't. That's not something you teach. So when it comes to natural ability, I suppose I could give it to Devin Haney too. But Devin Haney, I feel like in terms of knowledge over the years, he's more of a gumbo pot. He's been all over the country learning from all, the best trainers. While you look at Gervonta Tank Davis, he's only been one person, but he also, he's had a lot of fights, and more so he's had a lot of sparring. And listen, Devin Haney, it's true that he has been he fought Vasily Lomachenko. However, Gervonta Tank Davis has been under the tutelage of Floyd Mayweather. But I will counter that with simply saying that, well, Devin Haney was with Senior. So he taught Junior. So there you go. Hard to say, but I'll give it a tie. Let's see. Footwork, Devin Haney. I think Gervonta Tank Davis does have, solid footwork, but he's more of a stalker anyway. I mean, like I said, he's explosive. He might jump back or he'll lunge forward, But overall footwork, you can, Devin Haney can literally dance circles around Gervonta Tank Davis. Combinations, Devin Haney. Devin Haney. Simple as that. He's got better combinations. Much better combinations, actually. And, everything is fair game. He's not like the type of guy who, I'm solely a body puncher or I'm solely this. No, he's going upstairs, he's going downstairs, he's doing all types of things, and he's going to mix it up really, really, really well. Especially when he's in the flow and he's feeling it, you're going to see a significant difference between him and his possible opponents. Especially Gervonta Tank Davis, who's more of a pot shotter. Like he might throw one here, one there, but you hardly ever see a three-punch combination from Gervonta Tank Davis. Who has a better jab? Devin Haney. I mean, he literally took the belts with a jab. Devin Haney, by far, he has a better jab. He's going to beat you with a jab. I know everybody's going to make the argument that he's boring. You can say whatever he wants. He wins, and he's consistent with how he's winning. At least he has a particular style, and that style is formulated around what he can do, and he does it extremely well in the ring. So you got to give him points for that. The jab. Overall, I have Devin Haney winning. I think Devin Haney has better footwork. I don't think Devin Haney would be lured into anything that Gervonta Tank Davis would do to him. I don't think he would, how do I say, bite the cheese or anything like that. I think he would be smarter, and more importantly, I think he would be more disciplined in the ring to not get caught up in anything that Gervonta Tank Davis could set for him. So that's one of the reasons. Also, I think he's just a lot more consistent with his punches, particularly his jab. That would definitely just give Gervonta Tank Davis a run for his money. Plus, if you take one step towards Devin, he's out of there. He's not going to engage. He's going to hit and not get hit and move at all times. And that, if for nothing else, would frustrate Gervonta Tank Davis, or in which case he would have to go for broke. But I see Devin Haney winning. I mean, obviously, there's always the power factor for Gervonta Tank Davis, where he could lay a guy out. Sure, but especially after the way Devin Haney fought Regis Prograis, who was also a heavy-handed guy, not going to happen. You ain't going to get that close. Now, I suppose the last thing that I want to mention is, this rehydration clause and, what weight they're going to fight at. Obviously, Devin Haney needs to be at 140 or 142. I don't see any reason on this green earth why he should go back and succumb to anything at 135. He already did that. He conquered it. There's no sense in going back. And it's a cop-out, quite frankly, if Gervonta Tank Davis asked for this fight at 135. I think if he truly wants to test himself, if he truly wants to be mentioned among the greats, because I don't feel like Gervonta Tank Davis has done anything great as of yet. I think he's put on some nice fights, but I don't think he's done anything great yet. And I don't think he's fought anybody great yet. I think that he needs to test himself, and he needs to test himself at a higher weight class. I think he needs to put himself in harm's way. Devin Haney would be putting himself in harm's way because he doesn't have the power in this fight. So he would be putting himself in harm's way. And Tank would probably be, on par with Devin's weight, speed, since he's coming up, from 135. Now, granted, Devin Haney hasn't been at 140 very long, but you never know. I think it would be even out. I think Devin does hit a lot harder than he's getting credit for, especially at 140. You can see that Regis Prograis was very frustrated. Josh Taylor wasn't doing that type of stuff that Regis Prograis. And Josh Taylor, how he made 140 blows my mind every time I think about it. He's a big dude, and he wasn't doing that stuff to Regis Prograis. So I would just have to go with Devin Haney. I think Tank is a good fighter, but I think there are levels, and I think a fight between the two of them would expose a lot of things, or more importantly, show what Gervonta Tank Davis is not. But that's my fight breakdown. You drop your thoughts down below. You tell me what you think. Do you agree with me in my fight breakdown? Or if not, drop your thoughts down below. I love to read them. And as always, please like, please share, please subscribe to this channel.